Zo. I was a child once in my life. It's shocking, I know. And normally, I used to do what every other normal child would do. This nigga got PFGT San Andreas into his room without his mom noticing, aka a canon event. But once you pass a couple of missions and then you get your PS2 confiscated and then you get grounded and then 2 weeks pass and then you come back to the game, you notice. There's a console there. Has that always been there? It looks like a console. Can you play on the console? I can play on the console. Whoa. Whoa, what is that? Whoa, look at, whoa. What? Why is it moving like that? Whoa. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, that's enough. Video games. Do you know about them? They're made with love and care for the customers. You and me. If they can make them for free, they would. You and I know this. But what happens when they care a little bit too much? What happens when all of a sudden there's a video game inside my video game? What? Alright, so back in the 90s, developers had the idea to start putting full-on games inside full-on games because, oh no, they wanted to. And one of the first instances of this was DK. Donkey Kong, everyone, DK. Donkey Kong, Is that diddy? Donkey Kong 64. You might love it, you might hate it, you might not care about it, you might not care about video games, you might not care about me. And at that point, what are you doing here? Why are you entertaining this idea of you being here with me? Like, you cannot deny that DK64 was made with love. From the gameplay to the level design, everything was there for this game to be the next big franchise, and then it went ahead and killed the whole video game genre. Allegedly, you have to say that, you don't want to get sued. But back to the point, there's a level in DK64 that in order for you to proceed, you have to beat the original Donkey Kong. No princesses, just a Nintendo logo. That's more important than a human being in danger, obviously. Oh no, Nintendo is in danger. I have to save Nintendo. So fucking dumb. This idea was revolutionary at the time, and Nintendo stuck with it because a few years later they would implement this on one of their next big titles, Animal Crossing. Wait, hold on, does Nintendo have like an animal fetish or something? Yeah, like animal. Is Kirby an animal? In Animal Crossing, you can play full NES games, such as the aforementioned Donkey Kong not 64, just the original Donkey Kong, as well as Balloon Fight, Clue Land, Wario's Woods, and Exciting Bag. Yeah, I'm so excited. Exciting Bag. Yeah. Why am I like this, bro? Or, if you're a little sneaky motherfucker, you could play Mario. Or Zelda. If you're a little sneaky motherfucker. But then Sega came around and was like, wait, hold my retirement hat real quick. Is this motherfucker talking about Nintendo and arcade games before me? I made a game with that stuff before Nintendo. Does he know that? Does he not know that Sega does what Nintendo does after Sega? Like, see, Sega's right. Wait, hold on. Sega, are you lying to me? You're lying to me. This game came out after Donkey Kong 64. God damn it, Sega. Not again. Get your blast processing looking at back to retirement. When Sega released Shenmue back in 1999, a year after launching their last ever console, like forever, they did something different from what DK64 did, but similar as what Animal Crossing did 2 years later. Wait, Sega wasn't lying to me? Sega, come back. No, don't cry. The Game Gear, it was good actually. When you're playing Shenmue, if you're playing Shenmue, you could go into small arcades, and in these arcades, you could find games like Outrun, Hang On, Space Harrier. I just know Outrun from these, and also some not that arcadey nor video gamey games like darts, just for you to, you know, shoot the shit. The idea, it was okay, but Sega really liked the concept of implementing arcades into open world games. And their next game, or series of game rather, that represents the pinnacle of this is I love this shit. If you don't know Yakuza, it's about the most serious shit that's happening on the crime scenes of Japan. But while all this crazy stuff is happening, you can go on the side and sing. Or dance. Or fucking fish. I don't know. You can do whatever. The amount of detail that they've put into such a small part of the games is just chef kiss. I really should stop saying that. Holy shit. Chef kiss. If you go into the arcades of any of these games, except for the first one that was a work in progress, you can find a variety of entries from Outrun to Puyo Puyo to Virtual Fighter to even Sonic Wrestling. They even made original ones that you can only find inside these arcades, like this sword fighting one and this one where you shoot some beam or whatchamacallit or whatever this one is. Let's go from there because we're seeing games that you can't play anywhere else but inside these games. Speaking of arcades, alright, GTA. Let's talk about GTA. Throughout the GTA games, you can find arcades anywhere from a Jamaican bar to a convenience store to the comfort of your own home. Oh, that's where we started the video. But look at this right here. It's all the arcades that exist in San Andreas. Now look at how many there were in GTA 4. Just one, that's not a lot. Now look at GTA 5's. You can look but you can't touch. Fucking 0 arcades in the base game. You can buy them now in GTA Online, but before, you couldn't. And that's the thing, right? Like, every time you go into an arcade, you play your game, and you go back to the real world of GTA, how much actual time do you spend there? They have a lot of in-game games, so you must be familiar with them, right? How many have you beaten? Have you beaten any of them? Have you seen the end screen of one of these games, like, ever?
Actually, yeah, I have.
No, you're supposed to say no, because that way I can say my thing about the point that I'm trying to make.
No, I have not ever in my life beaten No, I have never beaten any of these games.
My point exactly. This is my point here. No, don't touch it. It's not yours, it's mine. The thing is that these games are fun for like 3 to 5 minutes, then you move on and you play your game. And look, I'm not saying that there are no exceptions and that not every in-game game is a video game, like for example like casino games in Red Dead or Gwent, which is a card game specifically made for The Witcher 3 and people liked it so much that they made it a real thing. But most of the video games inside video games are there as furniture, as something to look at, as something to sit on, pass some time, and then stand up and get to business. It's the same as when you look at a deer in GTA 5 and you can interact with it and everything, or stare at the scenery of Red Dead. You would think it was Bob Bros opening it, but no, it was Aaron and his friends. Or the entirety of games like Journey. Video games inside video games are not meant to be video games inside video games. They're supposed to be world-building features of outstanding games. They're there because developers are also gamers, and they do have hearts, and they had a childhood just like you, and just like me, and just like you again. And this childhood that they had, it was full with these games that they grew up with that ultimately inspired them to be who they are today. And they kind of want to show gratitude by putting these games into these games. Are you tired of me repeating this shit so much? The point I'm trying to make is, video games are great, and they're even greater when there's love and care behind them. And then that love is killed by CEOs and stakeholders trying to squeeze as much money out of you as they can.
Because players aren't spending real money, they're spending gems.
Buy GTA 6 because first it will have some of these games that have been featured before. Maybe. And maybe, who knows, maybe some new games that you can play around for 5 minutes and then go away and then shoot your gun, pa pa pa. And second, because you're gonna do it anyways. Why am I giving you a reason to buy GTA at all? I truly must have been dropped as a baby. Buy indie games, support small developers, because they're not gonna be pulling bullshit like this, and also because they're the ones that love games to their core. And buy AAA games. I'm not your dad. Do whatever you want.